Hello everyone, MLive.com's Nick Baumgardner here along with Michigan football beat writer Kyle Meinke. We're here to preview Michigan and Alabama. Michigan opens the season obviously this Saturday in Arlington, Texas for the Cowboys Classic against the second-ranked Crimson Tide. We're here to preview the game. Obviously the biggest issue coming into this week, and the one that's lasted for a couple weeks actually, is the status of Michigan running back Fitz Toussaint. Will he play, won't he play? Kyle, your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, it's a tough one to call. I mean, obviously it's a big concern for Michigan going to this game. Brady Hoke has yet to say whether or not Toussaint will play. He was a big component of the Wolverines' offense last year. He rushed for more than 1,000 yards in his first season as a starter. He was just a sophomore, and he really found his groove in those last 5 games. So 100-yard games in 4 of those last 5. So he's a very important part to what Michigan does offensively. He's a very important part of keeping Denard Robinson healthy and effective because it gave Michigan an added dimension in the running game, which is so important to that offense. But will he play, won't he play? We don't know. Should he play? We don't really know. I could see it going both ways. I think he should probably sit. I've said that from the start. But if Brady Hoke plays him, that means he satisfied the in-house criteria that was set forth. And that's Brady Hoke's call, and he knows he's probably going to look like the bad guy either way. And he said he doesn't care about public perception. So we'll see what happens there. Now, Toussaint's backup, if he can't go or if he does miss time, if he can't start, Thomas Rawls will probably be the guy, and he's a sophomore with 13 career carries. So he's a guy with a lot of talent. Coaches love what he's done. They've lauded him since he first got into campus. But what they lose is experience, that experience that Toussaint picked up over the course of last year. And like I said, Toussaint did very well at the end of last year. And that's kind of something you kind of lose with Rawls, even if he is talented. Michigan comes into this game as a 12.5-point underdog. Nick, what's your biggest concern with Michigan going into this game?
Well, I think really the biggest concern going into this week and really this season is line play, and especially against Alabama. Alabama's offensive line, Brady Hoke and a number of people on his staff have already said they believe Alabama's offensive line is one of the best in the country, maybe the best they've ever seen for a college line. Michigan's defensive line, conversely, is almost brand new. I mean, they've got new kids at a couple different spots. Will Campbell and Quentin Washington will be starting, counted on as full-time starters for the first time inside. Jabril Black, who was going to play defensive tackle, they thought about moving him inside. He's obviously going to bump back out his natural position at the weak side rushing, but still a new fit for him. So it's a new look defensive line against one of the best offensive lines in the country, especially inside, and that's obviously a key. And then on the other side of the ball too, offensively for Michigan, you got a new center, Ricky Barnum. You got a new left guard, Elliot Mueller. You got some other pieces there as well, but the interior lines on both sides, I think, is that's where the game almost always is won and lost. And Alabama is very strong, very proven there. Michigan, not as much. So I think that's, if you're Michigan, I think that's got to be your biggest concern. You mentioned obviously, Kyle, Michigan is a large underdog in this game. Not a lot of people give them a chance. What chance are you giving them this week?
I think they lose this game, and I don't think it'll be a blowout. A 12.5-point spread would indicate as such, but I don't think that Michigan will get blown out. What Alabama does so well is defense, and its offense is built basically as an efficient product that won't turn over the ball. Their goal is to move the ball and not make mistakes, and they're not going to be explosive like what Michigan is offensively. But they're fairly consistent offensively. It's defense is how they win games, and I mean they're just murderous on that side of the ball. And I think with especially all the moving parts Michigan has up front offensively, it'll be very difficult, I think, to move the ball against that defense. But it could keep the game close, and you never know with a guy like Denard Robinson in the backfield. If you're only a couple of scores away, you can change the game in a hurry. But I do give Alabama the edge in this game. I'm thinking, about a 10-point spread maybe. I think Michigan will hang, but I think it eventually loses because of what you described, the disadvantages in the lines on both sides. Nick, what are your thoughts?
I think I agree with you, Kyle. I think it's just a little bit too much this early for a group that's kind of untested in certain spots. Obviously, the Toussaint situation doesn't help that, but really the line situations make it to where it's just a bit. It might be a bit hard. The 13.5 points, maybe that might be a little too much. I could see it being around that spot too, but I think it'll still be a game where Michigan competes in the second half. I don't think they come away with this one though, but we've been wrong before and we'll be wrong again. So for Kyle, Nick Baumgardner, Kyle Meinke, MLive.com, enjoy the game.